let's talk about some of the analytical reasoning questions for your paper 1. Now this is a very scoring section. You need to know a little tricks in order to solve these questions, and very interesting indeed. So the first question here is, A is the father of B. Now you have A who is the father of B. C is the sister of A. Now C is the sister of A. So what we would do is we would assign the signatures for male and female. Now so I'll assign this A as male. He is the father of B. I don't know whether B is female or male, but yes, C is the sister and she is female. So this sign we would keep for females and this sign we will keep for males. Okay. Now you have D is the grandson of C. Now D is the grandson. So not at this generation but a generation below it, and he is a grandson. So I assign it as a sign of male. Now how is D related to B? So relation of D to B. So D is younger in age and he is a nephew of B. Okay, and if I say B to D, the relation B would be uncle of D. As simple as that. So what we do is two things we keep in mind. We just assign the signs whether they are male or female. That would help us solve sometimes, because we can simply say by saying it would be male or female and we can ignore certain choices. That is one way. The second is we keep each hierarchy in one level. So he is the father and the sister, the son and the grandson. So this was the line for the son, this was the line for the grandson, and this was the father and the sister line. So keep them in separate lines, and by that way you can easily solve these questions. Now this is again a very interesting question. Understand this question very carefully. You have 5 people. So those are Pooja, Karan, Krina, Jinal and Jay. So these are the 5 people that are there. Now just leave this sentence for a while. Okay, move on to the next sentence. Pooja and Krina are unmarried ladies. So Pooja and Krina are first of all female. Okay, so both of them are female and they are unmarried. So one information I have, and they do not participate in any games. So they do not play. So Krina and Pooja do not play, that is for sure. Now none of the ladies play the game of cricket and basketball. So there are the games of basketball, cricket and tennis. Now the ladies do not play basketball, ladies do not play cricket. So the only game left for ladies is tennis. Okay, so I keep it for ladies. Now 2 of the ladies or 2 of the female, we can say, do not involve in any of the games. So one female left and that would be playing tennis, as simple as that. So whatever female is left would be playing the tennis game. Okay, now here one important thing is, don't just assume by name that she would be female or he would be male, because there could be any kind of name that could be given, and don't get confused there. Okay, now the next case is, there is a married couple in which Jay is the husband and Karan is the brother of Jinal. Now Jay is the husband, so Jay becomes male, and Karan is the brother of Jinal. So Karan is again male, and therefore Jinal would be female because she is the wife of Jay. Now we know. So they are husband and wife. And since Karan is the brother of Jinal, we can also say that these 2 are male. So since there have to be 3 females, the only female option would be Jinal. And Jinal would be playing tennis, that we have already proved before. And then Karan is the brother of Jinal, neither plays basketball nor tennis. So Karan does not play basketball and tennis. So what is left is cricket for Karan, and what is left for Jay is therefore basketball. So who is the cricket player? The correct answer is Karan. Now when there are questions like this, you can have multiple questions based on the same passage. So who is the cricket player? Karan. Who plays tennis? Jinal. Who is a basketball player? Jay. So those are the kind of questions that would come up from the same information that is there. We have just covered one such questions for you. The next is, there are 5 persons. Now this is a very interesting question. A lot of you got confused here, and this was a 2018 question. Amit lives above Ajay but below Anand. So Amit lives above Ajay and below Anand. So that is the hierarchy that we have. Now Atul lives above Ajay but below Amit. So Atul lives above Ajay and below. Atul lives above Ajay and below Amit. So Atul lives here. So 4 of those people are arranged in sequence. Now Anil lives below Anand but above Atul. Now who is this? Anil. Anil lives below Anand. So Anil lives below Anand but above Atul. Now above Atul, that means Anil could be above Amit or below Amit. I don't know where Anil is. Now on which floor Anil is? So definitely not on the first floor, not on the second floor. But it could be on the third floor or the fourth floor, because fifth floor is for Anand, that is for sure. I repeat again, you have Anand, Amit, Atul and Ajay. That hierarchy is clear. Now the question says Anil lives below Anand and above Atul. Okay, so Anil could be either here or Anil could be here. Anil could be at any of these locations. Okay, so if it is at this location, he would be on the third floor. If he is at this location, he would be on the fourth floor above Amit. So he could be above Amit or below Amit, as simple as that. Now therefore, third floor or fourth floor is the right option for this question. Now again, a very interesting question. Now here you have the letter game. So read the letters very carefully. 5 players of the game. A says to B, if you give me 3 cards, you would have as many as E. So B minus 3 would have cards equal to E. This is my first equation. If I give you 3 cards, you would have as many cards as D. So B says first sentence says if you give me 3 cards, you would have as many cards as E. Okay, A says to B. So who is giving the card? B. Now if I give you 3 cards, so who is getting the card now? B is getting the card. Okay, so B plus 3, okay, would have as many cards as who? As many cards as D. Next is A and B together have 10 cards. So A plus B have 10 cards more than what is with D and E. So they have 10 more with D plus E. Okay. If B has 2 cards more than C, B has 2 cards more than C, and the total number of cards is 133. How many cards does B have? Okay, the total number of cards means A plus B plus C plus D plus E is equal to 133. Now A plus B we also know is this. Okay, so I can substitute this value of A plus B. So I write it as 10 plus D plus E plus C, okay, plus D plus E is equal to 133. Okay, that is one way of solving. But here what the problem would be, I am solving it based on D and E, but what I need to calculate is B. So my calculation should be for B, not for D and E. So what I do is, rather than solving it in this fashion, what I do is, I first solve these 2 equations. Okay, from these 2 equations, I get 2B is equal to D plus E. Okay, now D plus E, so I remove this equation. Now I take D plus E. So D plus E I can substitute as 2B. Okay, B would remain B. Okay, what would be C coming as? C would be B minus 2. B minus 2. Okay, that would be C. And from the equation 3, which is this equation, from the equation 3 and equation number 6, which is this, okay, I put in the value and what I get is the value for A. So I get the value for A and I substitute the value for A here. So what that value would be? It would be B plus 10. Okay, now this value is B plus 10. Okay, now based on these values, what I do is I simply add those values and this value would be 133. So I solve this value and then I get the value for B. So that is how we try to understand that it is very important to have the equations, but not just putting the equations and values would suffice, because in one of the cases we turned out with the D and E values, but what we need to understand here is the value for B, which is important. So we are to find the value for B. We could go the other way around as well, where we could find the values for D and E. Okay, but if we are finding the values for D and E, what would happen is we would basically be stuck up with understanding how to go around. Now what we do for this A value here is I can substitute this b value here. Okay, so d plus e, I can put it as 2b, and then I can solve a in terms of b. So a plus b is equal to 10 plus 2b. Okay, and then I can solve the value for a in terms of b. Okay, so that would be b plus 10, and I substitute this value b plus 10 here. Okay, so that is how we solve this question. The next is a question related to distance and directions. So Mira moved 175 meters towards north. 75 meters towards north. So 75 meters towards north. This is the original position O. 75 meters north. Then she turned towards left. So now once she is at the north, this is right, this is left. So turning towards left, walking for 25 meters, and then after 25 meters, she again takes a left, not right. So right would be this side, left would be this side. So this is 80. Okay, so this is a little below this 75 marker. So this is 75, a little below this marker, 5 extra, you would have 80. Okay, and then after that she takes a right. So from this position, taking a right, that means going this side. So this is the right. Now in which direction she is moving? So this is north, south, east and west. So this is what direction? This is southwest direction. So southwest becomes the right option here. So that is a kind of question based on direction problems. Now again a question on blood relation, which is an interesting question. Now A is a sister of B. So A is the sister of B. So A is the sister, again the same signs that we use. F is the daughter of G. I just ignore it for a while. I continue with this series first. So C is the mother of B. So C is the mother. So again female of B. D is the father of C. So D is the father of C. E is the mother of D. Again mother of mother of D, which is E, is here. Okay. Now how is A related to D? A's relation to D would be grand. She is female, so not grandson. So she would be granddaughter. Okay, so both of them are sisters, and their mother here and mother's father here. Now how is A related to D? A is the granddaughter, but how is D related to A? D would be the grandfather because D is male. So that is how you need to remember. So if there is a choice of granddaughter and grandson, don't get confused. You need to know who is female, who is male in order to solve this. And as I told you in the beginning, the first question, a good idea is to keep a marker there. So while you are drawing the tree, the family tree, you just keep the markers, and that would help you sail through. The next question is again a question on direction problem. Now here Mira moves towards northwest, a distance of 7 meters. So what is northwest? So you have north, south, east and west. So this direction is northwest. So Mira moves 7 meters here. Then she moves towards east and travels a distance of 15 meters. So 15 meters towards east. And then from here she moves southeast. So this is the direction of southeast. So she moves southeast, again a distance of 7. So coming parallel to the same location, and then she takes a west for 5 meters. So west 5 meters. How far she is from the starting point? So this is the origin point and this is the destination point, this gap. Now this is a kind of parallelogram that has come up, only with this line or this section missing. So this would be 10 plus 5, which make it 15. Okay, so these two lines are parallel and equal, and then therefore this line would be 10. So how much far she would be 10 meters. So again a very direct question that was there. Now here we have a passage question. Now this passage question is again interesting, and we have 3 questions related to the same passage. So let's solve this passage question very carefully. Ramesh's brother is married to Rajesh's sister. Okay, so I write Ramesh here and I write Rajesh here. Ramesh's brother. So brother of Ramesh and sister of Rajesh. Okay, they are husband and wife. Okay, Reena has a daughter named Rinki. Now who is Reena? I don't know. Reena's daughter is Rinki, that I know. Rajesh is the maternal uncle of Rinki. Now Rajesh is the uncle of Rinki. That means Rinki must be the sister of Rajesh. So Rinki is the sister. Rinki is the daughter of Reena. Sorry. So Reena would be the sister and Rinki would be the daughter of Reena. So Rajesh's sister would be who? Rajesh's sister would be Reena, and daughter of Reena would be who? Rinki, because it is clearly said Rajesh is the maternal uncle of Rinki. So sister's daughter, and therefore Rajesh is the maternal uncle of sister's daughter. You can also apply the same case with your family, okay, and try to relate it in order to better understand the same scenario. Now Pinki, who is the daughter of Ramesh, has an uncle named Rakesh. Ramesh's daughter is who? Ramesh's daughter is Pinki, and he has an uncle named Rakesh. Now uncle would be brother of Ramesh, definitely. So brother of Ramesh would be who? Rakesh. Now when we are talking about husband and wife, who are husband and wife? Rakesh and Reena. And their daughter is who? Rinki. And the daughter of Ramesh is Pinki. Okay. Now how is Rajesh related to Rakesh? Rajesh related to Rakesh. So Rajesh would be brother-in-law, since Rakesh is sister's husband. So sister's husband makes it brother-in-law. So this would be brother-in-law. Now based on the same question, you have how is Reena related to Pinki? So Reena is the aunt of Pinki, because Pinki is the daughter of Pinki is the husband's brother's daughter. Okay, so Reena's husband is Rakesh, Rakesh's brother is Ramesh, and Ramesh's daughter is Pinki. And therefore, Reena is the aunt of Pinki. And what is the relation between Rinki and Pinki? They are cousins. Okay, and the last question is, who is the father of Rinki? So I go back to again the same chart. So father of Rinki is who? Rakesh. Okay. So that is how you solve this kind of question. Now this is both a passage question where you could have multiple questions based on the same information, and this is again a question from blood relation. So blood relation, as I said, hierarchy is important. Those in the same level should be kept on the same line. Those elder or younger should be kept on different hierarchies. And put the sign for male and female in order to solve the questions for blood relations. We have also covered one of the separate lectures on blood relations. So if you want to know more about those, just go back to that lecture for more details. And we would be covering many more interesting lectures. For more details on the related playlist, just follow the links below. Have a wonderful day ahead.